Hello everybody, my name is Steve and I'm from a company called Saturn Infotech. I welcome you to Saturn Infotech webinar series. Today we're going to talk about Exalytics configuration. But before we move to configuration, I would like to explain you what Exalytics machine is all about. Exalytic machine is part of Oracle's engineered system strategy. It is the industry's first engineered in-memory analytics machine that delivers extreme performance for business intelligence and enterprise performance management applications. Oracle Exalytics in-memory machine hardware is a single server that is optimally configured for in-memory analytics for business intelligence workloads and includes powerful compute capacity, fast storage, abundant memory, and fast networking options. It has preloaded software components such as OBIE Foundation Suite, Oracle Timestamp in-memory database for Exalytics. We will now move forward to look into the configuration. A brief about Saturn Infotech. We are an Oracle specialized partner company. We have understanding, capabilities, and experience to provide Oracle solutions across the globe. We are a US-based company and our specializations are in EBS, Enterprise Performance Management Suite, and Fusion middleware. We have a global presence in Middle East, Africa, Singapore, and in India. We are a 350 plus excellent Oracle consultants company, only focused on Oracle. And we have a domain expertise around banking, finance, insurance, oil and gas, manufacturing, media, and telecommunication. If you need any further information about Saturn Infotech, you can always contact sales@saturninfotech.com or you can reach on 267-337-6779 extension 117. This is a US number for your information. So we'll move further on Exalytics configuration. How do we configure Exalytics machine? So there are three components when we configure the machine. The first configuration is, of course, you need to configure network. The second is you need to configure the storage. And third thing is ILOM. ILOM stands for Integrated Lights Out Manager Manager, and we're going to see how do we configure ILOM in this webinar series. So first we'll look at the network configuration. To configure network for Oracle Exalytics machine, the first step is we need to connect laptop to OEM. I'm going to call OEM for Oracle Exalytics machine. And then we need to run the script called configure network for exalytics.sh script. We need to connect laptop to Oracle Exalytics machine using Telnet or SSH client program. Once we run the script performs checks of the installed hardware and enables you to configure network interfaces. Just make sure that you have a laptop with USB and network ports. You need to connect the network port of your laptop to service management port on the back panel of Oracle Exalytics machine. You need to set a static IP address, and I assume here that you know how to do these configurations in your own laptop. And of course, you need to go to control panel, network connections, network properties, and then TCP IP connections, and you can click use the following IP address option to enter static IP address for your laptop. If you are connecting through a Linux laptop, then of course you need to log in as a root and follow the procedure for Linux machine to set the IP address. The configure network for Exalytics script is used to configure the Oracle Exalytics machine after the initial operating system image is installed. The script verifies the following. When started, the script verifies that the user is root. It verifies that the Oracle Exalytics machine is installed with a 10 GB 9NT card. If the card is not installed or the drivers are not configured, the script stops its execution. The script also verifies the connectivity to all gateways and host names configured in the session. The script basically configures multiple interfaces such as InfiniBand, 10 GB interfaces, 1 GB interfaces, hostname, time, domain name server. After the script runs successfully, we can always go and verify the network configuration for the machine as follows. We can ping various network addresses to verify the connectivity is there. We can run the ibstat command on the machine to verify the InfiniBand network interface. We can also ping IP address of a machine in the same subnet as Oracle Exalytics machine to verify the connectivity. Also, the initialization log is stored in a directory called /var/log/init-exalytics/init.exalytics.log. And again, of course, you can run the ifconfig command to verify the network configuration. On the next slide, we will move on to storage configuration. So there are two parts of storage configuration. One is of course disk partitions, and the another is storage area network. The default storage configuration for an Oracle Exalytics machine includes configured disk partitions. Storage area network, as we all know, is a dedicated network that provides access to consolidated data storage. SANs enable us to make data storage devices such as disk arrays or tape libraries accessible to Oracle Exalytics machine, so that the storage devices appear to the operating system like locally attached devices. Storage devices accessible via SAN are generally not accessible through the local area network by other devices. In the next slide, we're going to look at the default disk partition available for Oracle Exalytics machine. There are three partitions. One is for boot, the other is for base operating system, logs, temp space, and third one is for software and data files. Boot is around 99 megabyte RAID 1 configuration and mounted on boot. The base operating system around 447 gigabyte RAID 1 configuration, and the last one is for software and data files around 1.79 terabyte with the RAID 5 configuration for the protection of data loss, and which is mounted on U01. How will you do SAN configuration? So there are typical steps needs to be followed. So the first step is enable kernel modules on Exalytics machine. So configure the system in such a way that when it loads, the following kernel modules gets loaded at the boot, and they are definitely, you can see as mentioned in the slides, which is qla2.ko and dmmultipath.ko. The next step is initialize by running sbin empath command to initialize the etc file, etc multipath.conf file. The next one is enable multipath startup during an OS boot by running following commands as root. So check config multipath d on, check config level 345 multipath d on, service multipath d start. And optical cable is used to connect Exalytics machine to SAN, and the connectivity can be checked as below. You can check multipath D status, and you can see the output as running. That basically tells you that it's running now. And you can run multipath command to view the detailed information of the devices. I didn't put the output here on the screen, but obviously you can see by running the command. And you can see you can basically mount the LUNs, which is logical units, and even you can add the mount point to etc fstab to auto mount during an operating system boot. The next important topic for Exalytics machine is ILOM. We're going to see what is ILOM. Okay, it stands for Integrated Lights Out Manager, which enables us to manage and monitor an OEM, which is Oracle Exalytics machine, independently of operating system. ILOM has following functions. It actually captures hardware errors and faults as they occur, view host consoles, view current state of system sensors. There are various system sensors on the system. ILOM helps us to monitor them, the current state. Of course, it gives you hardware configuration of the system, and if there are any system events, alerts, ILOM helps to display and capture it, and remotely control power state. ILOM can be connected via network connection or serial connection. If you connect through network connection, you can also have an access through a browser, a nicely done web interface, which gives you a very nice way to browse ILOM and see various activities of OEM. Another way, you can connect through command line interface, and the next is serial connection. So ILOM web interface has following sections. If you log in as a browser, imagine that on the left side you have the header and then the information underneath it. So as mentioned in previous slide, the system information, remote control, host management, system management, power management, and ILOM administration can be achieved through a web interface. We can definitely talk in detail about all these sections, but again it takes more time, and this is out of scope for this particular webinar. But we definitely going to cover more in coming webinars about configuration, management, backup, installation, about various software components of EPM and BI and Fusion middleware on Exalytic machine. So stay tuned, and in the meantime, if you have any questions, you can always get in touch with us. The email address is mentioned here. Even my personal email address is mentioned at the start of the webinar. As Saturn Infotech has global delivery center, you can, if you are based in any of these regions, you can have a luxury of calling our local numbers. Middle East, India, and of course our headquarters is US. So we have a capacity of serving your needs from all these locations. Middle East, even we have operations in Africa. So you can get in touch with us, and we can provide you more information. So thanks for watching this webinar series. Stay tuned for more webinars in detail, and if you have any customized queries, you can always reach us, and you can visit www.saturninfotech.com to understand our services. Thank you very much.